So my most frightening travel experience ever. I'm not gonna tell you the city, the country, or the continent. I'm not gonna do it. So do not message me and ask me what city I was talking about, because I'm not going to tell you. I don't care who you is, I'm not telling you. I was traveling with a friend of mine. He was my translator as well as my guide. We were gonna be going from city to city, but we were gonna be taking the train. Halfway through the trip, we decided that we were going to hire a car to drive us to our next city. So our driver comes for us and it's about like 5 o'clock. So we get into this van that has like curtains and everything. We get on the road and we start driving towards our next destination. Now, this road is completely empty. There's barely any cars on the road. It's completely dark. There's no street lights whatsoever. And we are literally in the middle of nowhere. But I'm cool with it because, you know, nothing's gonna happen. This is a fairly safe place. Nothing's gonna happen. So I'm sitting in the back of the van. It's about like 10 p.m. I'm super alert because I am dumping photos. I am answering emails. I'm doing all of my clerical work because I have time on my hands, right? And like I said, there are no street lights. This is like a 2-lane road. There's like a pit stop maybe every 30 or 40 miles. There's no towns around. I mean, it just looks barren. Just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here, right? But like I said, I'm cool, I am calm, I am very chilled because I am so in the zone with what it is that I'm doing that I'm not thinking about, oh my gosh, you know, it's so dark. I've traveled before and I have been, you know, on these long road trips before. So it's not a big deal. And I trust the person that I am with. I trust the driver. And this is a pretty safe place, you know? So I'm good. I'm very good. So the driver turns to my friend and he starts speaking to him in a language that I don't understand, not even remotely. So my friend turns to me with a very serious expression on his face. And he says to me, Nikki, the driver just told me that we are about to go through a checkpoint because there is suspected terrorist activity in the area. Now, the issue is that we're not 100% sure what type of checkpoint it is, whether it is government or whether it's rebel. Y'all. Y'all. So he's telling me, you know, in any event, we need you to get down on the floor so that you will not be seen because you're not supposed to be in this area. Y'all, listen, my stomach is turning just thinking about that, just thinking about the way that I felt that day. That's what the boy tell me. That's what he told me. I remember at that moment thinking to myself, how did I get into this situation? Is he for real? Frightened is not even the word. That's not even the word that I would use in that situation. So what type of checkpoint is this? Like, that's what's going through my mind. What type of checkpoint is this? Is this a government checkpoint? Is this a rebel checkpoint? But either way, I'm not supposed to be on this back road, apparently. Listen to me. My whole entire being started shaking, you guys. Like, how did I get in this situation? So my friend is like, you know, the driver just said that we are gonna be at this checkpoint in the next 15 minutes. So he would advise for me to start getting down in the next 10 minutes. And oh my goodness, listen, I'm having heart palpitations just thinking about that whole entire situation. I mean, the seriousness in which he said what he said to me, like, my entire heart just leapt out of my body at that exact moment. I am somebody that always errs on the side of caution. When I go to people country, as we say back home, when I go to people country, I conduct myself accordingly. I don't go out at night. I don't gallivant where I'm not supposed to be. I try my best to go in, explore within the rules, And then I push out the people country. That's how I conduct myself when I go to these places. So to find myself in this situation, listen, y'all, like, how? And you know, the thing is, when you're watching those shows, you know, when people get in trouble abroad and stuff like that, you're always like, how did that person even end up in a situation like that? Like, who does that? Or who would ever allow themselves to be put in a situation like that? Y'all, this is how stuff like that happens. Now, Nikki, you know. Now you know how stuff like that happens. Oh my gosh, guys. So after, you know, I've freaked out completely. So I go into total meltdown, freak out mode in my mind because the atmosphere is already tense in this bus slash van slash taxi, right? And I don't want to start freaking out. So I just have an internal meltdown. That's what's going on with me. So I accept that this is going to happen. And my friend, you know, he makes a little joke, you know, to maybe he says a little joke to ease the tension. But no, bro, no, this serious. This is serious, you know? Like, how are we even on this road, bro? Why didn't we take the main road? That's the first thing. There is no need for me to pay attention to where it was that we were going because I had no idea. I had never been to that place before, so I didn't know where we were going. So after accepting it all, you know, I lay down on the seat and I'm like, no, I need to get down on the floor. So I lay down on the floor and my friend went to sit with the driver. And so I'm in like the back area. So I lay down on the floor and I tuck my legs into my chest and I close my eyes. Guys, it was like it was a scary movie. That's how I felt. Like this can't be happening. This isn't even real. And I had to take myself someplace else or else I would have had a next internal meltdown, like serious talk. So as I'm laying down on the floor, I think about older Haitian women. They have this saying, when you get in trouble, they would say, "Mais so I fella," which means, but why were you there in the first place? Or why you gone there? And literally that's what was going on, like in a loop. In a loop, that was going on in my head, like, so I fella, Nikki. So I fella. So I'm laying on the floor and that's going on in a loop in my head. So I fella. So after about 6 or 7 minutes, I can feel that we're slowing down. We get to this checkpoint and I can hear conversation being exchanged between the driver and whomever is at this checkpoint. And as I'm laying down, don't forget there are curtains on the windows of this van slash bus slash taxi, right? And I can see like a flashlight peering through the window, trying to see if there's anybody inside of this van, bus slash taxi. And when I tell y'all, my whole entire being, like, bro, I just remember thinking, Nikki, this the adventure you was looking for, eh? That's what I was thinking. You finally find it. Like, seriously, I was scolding myself. Like, well, there you go. You finally get what you was looking for. This the adventure. This it. This is what you was looking for, eh? Like, that's what I was thinking. I am gone. It is finished. It is over. The battle is over. The journey, the end of the conflict. It is done, bro. That's it. After that, I'm like, oh my gosh. This is where it happens. This is where I'm going to get captured. This is where they are going to take me off into the bushes. This is where they're going to take me off into the jungle. This is where they're going to take me off into some, I don't know, some detainment area. And I'm going to, like, every single scary movie just came flooding. So I'm laying down on the floor. Like I said, I'm trying to keep myself as calm as possible. Thank goodness I didn't hear any aggression in the person's voice that was speaking to the driver, the person at the checkpoint. I didn't hear any aggression in their tone. And I hear thank you in the native language. And the van slash taxi slash bus starts moving. And we just start driving off. And my friend is like, okay, Nikki, you can get up now. We're past the checkpoint. And I'm like, no, sir. I'm not getting up. I'm going to be laying here for the next 5 minutes because you never know. You don't know. Have you ever watched one of those movies where the people in the movie, after going through so much tribulation, the protagonists and their band of merry men make it through the movie, and then they drive away and they're trying to get away from the bad guy or whomever they're trying to get away from, and then like 10 minutes down the road, they're really comfortable, and then the bad guy just shows up and be like, hey, where did you guys say you were going again? And they're looking in the car. Like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, no. Let's wait. Let's wait. So after that, I got up, and when I tell you I was on high alert, I was on high alert. And my friend, he was like, there was nothing to worry about, and there's nothing crazy going on. Sure. I think he did not want to make me even more panicky than I already was, but it was too late, you know? And so, you know, he tried to smooth it off, but it's like, no. And the fact that this is like 10, 11 o'clock at night in the middle of nowhere, you know? Man, let me tell you, when I tell you that was so frightening, y'all, that was scary. So we drive off and we arrive at the city, and that was that. Nobody followed us. Nobody followed us. But would I go back to that country again? For sure. Would I trust my friend again? For sure. It was a fluke experience, and I have learned, hey, make sure you tell the driver, no back roads, none of that. Stick to the main roads. That's basically that, you know? Y'all, I put down so many boundaries for myself when I am traveling. Mind you, I put down those boundaries so that I can mitigate the chances of some insane experience from happening, you know? And so to see something like that happen and to know that I didn't seek it out, man, I can't even tell y'all. That was bonkers. And you know what I thought about as well? When I first started traveling, a lot of people would say to me, Nikki, be safe. And I used to be like, okay. Because it's like, I used to be thinking to myself, why do people always telling me to be safe? It's not like I'm gonna go off gallivanting and, you know, dancing in the night, doing whatever without any kind of restraint. So it's like, why do people always say that? Listen, this is why. This why people always saying be safe. When you travel to these places, you have to be cautious. Sometimes it's not your fault. It's the driver taking a different route in my case, or, you know, it's something that's beyond your control. But I will say that, you know, you have to respect laws and rules of these countries that you go into. That was a crazy experience, but it is an experience nonetheless, and it is something that, of course, I will always remember. So that was my scariest experience while traveling the world. If you guys have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe. If you are on Facebook, be sure to like this page. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you all next week. Bye.